There was a time when the entire football world feared one team more than any other. Not Brazil, not Germany, not Argentina, Spain. Between 2008 and 2012, they didn't just win trophies, they changed football forever. Every pass seemed impossible to stop. Every opponent looked helpless. They conquered Europe twice and lifted the 2010 FIFA World Cup, becoming one of the greatest international teams the sport has ever seen. But then, everything fell apart. The same nation that once dominated the world was suddenly being knocked out early in major tournaments. Critics claimed tiki-taka was finished. Fans wondered if Spain's golden era had been nothing more than a once-in-a-lifetime miracle. For years, the football world moved on. France became world champions. Argentina lifted the 2022 FIFA World Cup. England assembled one of the most talented squads in international football. Portugal produced another generation of stars. And Spain? They seemed lost. But while the football world stopped paying attention, Spain quietly built something terrifying. A new generation, a faster generation, a fearless generation, one filled with teenagers who play like veterans, midfielders who control games with unbelievable calm, and defenders who look destined to dominate for years. Now, after winning UEFA Euro 2024 and carrying that momentum into the 2026 FIFA World Cup, Spain have once again become one of the most feared teams on the planet. They defeated Austria in the round of 32, edged past Portugal in the round of 16, and overcame Belgium in the quarterfinals to reach the World Cup semifinals. This isn't luck. This isn't a surprise. It's the result of a plan that has been years in the making. So how did Spain rise from disappointment to becoming one of the favorites to lift football's biggest trophy once again? This is the story of Spain's incredible return. To understand why Spain's comeback feels so remarkable, you first have to understand how far they fell. After conquering Europe and the world, expectations became almost impossible to meet. Every tournament wasn't about competing. It was about winning. But football doesn't stand still. Opponents adapted. Teams learned how to press Spain higher up the pitch. Others defended with greater discipline, refusing to leave space between the lines. Slowly, the magic began to disappear. Then came the 2014 FIFA World Cup. The defending champions arrived in Brazil expecting another deep run. Instead, they suffered one of the biggest shocks in World Cup history. A humiliating 5-1 defeat to the Netherlands was followed by another loss to Chile. Spain were eliminated in the group stage. The kings of world football had fallen. Many believed it was only a temporary setback. It wasn't. At UEFA Euro 2016, they were knocked out in the round of 16. At the 2018 FIFA World Cup, their campaign ended on penalties against hosts Russia after the dismissal of head coach Julen Lopetegui just before the tournament. Then came UEFA Euro 2020. Spain showed signs of recovery by reaching the semifinals before losing to Italy on penalties. Fans hoped the nightmare was finally over. But at the 2022 FIFA World Cup in Qatar, another painful chapter arrived. Despite dominating possession against Morocco, Spain failed to score. The match went to penalties. Spain missed all 3 of their spot kicks. Morocco progressed. Spain went home. For many fans, that defeat wasn't just another elimination. It felt like the end of an era. The legends were gone. Xavi had retired. Andres Iniesta had retired. David Silva had retired. Sergio Ramos was no longer leading the defense. Gerard Piqué had stepped away. The generation that inspired millions had finally disappeared. And one question echoed across the football world. Who could possibly replace them? For a moment, it seemed like nobody could. But what most people didn't realize was that Spain wasn't trying to recreate the past. They were quietly creating something entirely different. Not another Xavi. Not another Iniesta. Not another David Villa. Something new. Something built for modern football. And that decision would change everything. Most football fans think great teams are created overnight. They aren't. By the time the world notices a new powerhouse, the work has already been happening for years. That's exactly what happened with Spain. While headlines focused on France's incredible depth, England's expensive stars, and Argentina's World Cup triumph, Spain quietly went back to the drawing board. Instead of searching for the next Xavi or the next Iniesta, they rebuilt their entire football philosophy. the Spanish Football Federation invested even more in youth development, trusted its academies, and continued producing technically gifted players. But this time, they added something new: speed, intensity, aggressive pressing, vertical attacking football. Spain didn't abandon their identity. They evolved it. The biggest turning point came when Luis de la Fuente became head coach. Unlike many international managers, de la Fuente already knew these players inside out. He had coached Spain's under-19, under-21 and Olympic teams, winning youth titles and helping develop many of the same players, who now wear the senior national team shirt. When they arrived in the first team, they weren't learning a completely new system. They already understood it. That continuity created chemistry that many national teams simply don't have. And then, the new generation exploded onto the world stage. Leading that generation is Lamine Yamal, a player who, despite his age, plays with incredible confidence and maturity. His dribbling is fearless, his vision is exceptional, and his ability to create chances from almost nothing makes him one of the most exciting young footballers in the world. On the opposite wing is Nico Williams. Explosive, direct, fearless. His pace forces defenders backwards, creating space for everyone around him. Together, Yamal and Nico Williams have transformed Spain's attack. For years, Spain controlled possession but sometimes struggled to create clear chances. Now, they have players capable of changing a match in a single moment. Behind them is one of the strongest midfields in international football. Pedri is the brain of the team. His intelligence, movement, and passing allow Spain to control the rhythm of matches. Alongside him is Gavi, full of energy, aggression, passion. He presses relentlessly and fights for every loose ball. Then there is Rodri, the player many believe is the heartbeat of this Spanish side. He protects the defense, controls possession, breaks opposition attacks, and dictates the tempo better than almost anyone in world football. Every successful team needs balance. Rodri provides exactly that. Spain's defense has also become one of the most exciting in world football. Young talents like Pau Cubarsí have shown remarkable composure under pressure, while experienced teammates provide leadership and stability. But here's what makes this Spanish team truly special. It's not just the individual quality. It's how perfectly every player fits into the system. Under Luis de la Fuente, Spain have become far more unpredictable than the teams of the past. They still dominate possession, but now they attack much faster. When space opens up, they don't hesitate. They attack immediately. Their pressing begins from the front. Their midfield constantly rotates. Their wingers stretch the pitch. Every player knows exactly where to move without the ball. It's intelligent football, played at incredible speed. And that's one of the biggest reasons Spain have reached the 2026 FIFA World Cup semifinals. Their journey through the knockout rounds has shown exactly why they are among the tournament favorites. They opened the knockout stage with a convincing 3-0 victory over Austria. It was a complete performance, disciplined in defense, creative in midfield, clinical in attack. In the round of 16, they faced Portugal, a team filled with world-class talent and dangerous attacking players. It wasn't an easy game. Portugal defended brilliantly, but Spain stayed patient. They controlled possession, created opportunities, and eventually found the breakthrough to secure a hard-fought 1-0 victory. That performance proved something important. Champions don't always play beautiful football. Sometimes, they simply find a way to win. Then came Belgium in the quarterfinals, a physically strong team with plenty of attacking quality. Many believed Belgium had enough experience to stop Spain's incredible run. Instead, Spain showed exactly why they are one of the best teams left in the competition. They remained calm under pressure, controlled the most important moments, and when the opportunity arrived, they took it. A deserved 2-1 victory sent Spain into the 2026 FIFA World Cup semifinals. Now, one final obstacle stands between Spain and another World Cup final. France, a team packed with world-class talent, a team that knows exactly what it takes to win major tournaments. For many people, this feels like an early final. But perhaps the most frightening part for the rest of the football world is this. Most of Spain's biggest stars are still incredibly young, and that means the best may still be yet to come. This is where Spain's story becomes even more exciting. Reaching the FIFA World Cup semifinals is already a remarkable achievement. But staying at the top of world football for years? That's what creates a dynasty. History has shown us how difficult that really is. The legendary Spanish team of 2008 to 2012 didn't become immortal because they won one tournament. They became legends because they kept winning. 2 European championships, 1 FIFA World Cup, a style of football that changed the game forever. Now, more than a decade later, another generation has the chance to write its own chapter in football history. The biggest reason for optimism isn't just the results. It's the age of this squad. Lamine Yamal is still only at the beginning of his career. Pedri has years of football ahead of him. Gavi continues to mature with every season. Pau Cubarsí represents the future of Spain's defense. Nico Williams keeps improving. And experienced leaders like Rodri and Fabián Ruiz provide the balance that every championship-winning team needs. This isn't a team built around one superstar. It's a complete team. Every player understands their role. Every player works for the badge. And every player believes in the same idea. That is what makes Spain so dangerous. Watch them carefully. When they lose the ball, everyone presses. When they win it back, everyone attacks. When they're leading, they don't become passive. They continue searching for another goal. That mentality has become one of their greatest strengths. Another reason Spain looks so different today is their tactical flexibility. The old Spanish teams were famous for endless possession. This new Spain still values possession. But now they know exactly when to speed the game up. They can dominate the midfield, attack through the wings, counterattack at pace, or patiently break down deep defensive blocks. That ability to adapt makes them one of the hardest teams in world football to prepare for. Of course, becoming the next great dynasty won't be easy. France remain one of the strongest national teams in the world. England possess incredible squad depth. Argentina continue to compete at the highest level. Portugal and Germany are rebuilding with ambitions of their own. International football has never been more competitive. One mistake, one injury, one moment of brilliance. That's often all it takes to decide a World Cup. That's why nothing is guaranteed. Not even for Spain. But one thing is becoming increasingly clear. Spain are no longer rebuilding. They have rebuilt. The team that many people wrote off after 2014 has become one of the most exciting teams in football once again. The nation that struggled to replace its golden generation has produced another wave of extraordinary talent. And now, they stand just one match away from another FIFA World Cup final. Whether Spain go on to lift the trophy or not, they have already sent a message to the football world. The sleeping giant has awakened. The future of Spanish football no longer looks uncertain. It looks brighter than ever. If this young squad continues to develop together, football may be witnessing the beginning of another unforgettable era. Not a copy of the team that won in 2010. Not another Xavi. Not another Andres Iniesta. Not another David Villa. This is a different Spain. A Spain built for modern football. A Spain powered by fearless young stars. A Spain driven by intelligence, teamwork, and relentless ambition. So perhaps the question isn't, is Spain back? Because after everything we've seen over the last 2 years, the answer seems obvious. The real question is, who is going to stop them? Do you believe Spain will go all the way and win the 2026 FIFA World Cup? Or do you think another football giant will end their dream? Let me know your prediction in the comments below. If you enjoyed this documentary, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss another deep dive into the biggest stories in football. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.